If you're looking for the easiest medical schools to get into, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I will tell you all about the easiest medical schools to get into based on overall acceptance rate, GPA scores, and MCAT scores. Whether you're still choosing between your DO or your MD, or you've already made up your mind on which path to take, check out these stats to help you find the right school for you. Have a look. Hi, I'm Natalie Stoberman, and I'm an admissions associate here at BeMo. Before we get started, subscribe on whatever social media channel that you're watching this on so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. And if you'd like us to help you get into medical school, visit BeMoMedSchool.com to schedule your free initial consultation. And FYI, check out the timestamps in the description of this video so you can navigate to specific sections that you're interested in. Here's what we're going to cover. The top 10 easiest MD schools based on acceptance rate. Top 10 easiest MD schools based on GPA. Top 10 easiest MD schools based on MCAT scores. The easiest Canadian MD schools based on acceptance rate. Top 10 easiest DO schools to get into based on acceptance rate. And our conclusion. And we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for your chance to win. We also have some important advice on how you should approach finding the easiest medical schools to get into. And I'll talk about that throughout the video, so make sure that you watch the whole thing so you don't miss it. So let's get started. Top 10 easiest MD schools based on acceptance rate. When it comes to your medical school application, you have to be realistic about your school selection. If you have your sights set on long shots and you don't meet the requirements, then you could be wasting your time on applying to a likely rejection. So here's a list of 10 of the easiest medical schools to get into based on acceptance rate. The University of Mississippi School of Medicine tops this list as the easiest medical school to get into, with a 38.6% acceptance rate. The next closest is the University of Puerto Rico School of Medicine at 14.13%. Followed by Mercer University School of Medicine in Georgia at 10.7%. From here on, acceptance rates drop below 10%, with the University of Missouri Kansas City School accepting 8.82% of applicants, and the University of Kentucky College of Medicine accepting 8.47% of applicants as the 5th easiest medical school to get into based on acceptance rate. At number 6, we have the University of Nebraska College of Medicine, accepting 8.3%. Then the Brody School of Medicine at East Carolina University. Their acceptance rate sits at 8.05%, followed by the University of Tennessee Health Science Center College of Medicine at 7.7%. And the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University is listed at 7.42%. And lastly, the University of Kansas School of Medicine comes in as the 10th easiest medical school to get into at 6.57% acceptance rate. Top 10 easiest MD schools based on GPA. If you're looking for the easiest schools to get into that have more accommodating GPA cutoffs, here are the top 10 schools in the US that have easier GPA requirements. Meharry Medical College in Tennessee is the easiest medical school to get into in the US with a median GPA of 3.5. Howard University College of Medicine is not far behind with 3.52, along with the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley School of Medicine's 3.58 median accepted GPA. We move up into a new threshold of a 3.62 GPA at Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine, and 3.64 at New York Medical College and TCU, along with UNTHSC School of Medicine in Texas. The last 4 schools round out the top 10 with a collective GPA of 3.65 at Morehouse School of Medicine in Georgia, Ponce Health Sciences University School of Medicine in Puerto Rico, Tulane University School of Medicine in Louisiana, and San Juan Bautista School of Medicine. Top 10 easiest MD schools based on MCAT scores. Having a competitive MCAT score is so imperative in a medical school application, but not having the score you want doesn't mean that your dreams of medical school are completely out of reach. Here are the top 10 easiest medical schools to get into for median MCAT scores. 3 Puerto Rican medical schools start this list with MCAT scores below 500. At number 1, the San Juan Bautista School of Medicine, which has also been listed on the previous 2 lists, has the lowest required MCAT score of 498. Then, the Universidad Central de Caribe School of Medicine and Ponce Health Sciences University School of Medicine share a median MCAT score of 499. Back to mainland US, we have the Meharry Medical College in Tennessee, boasting a median MCAT of 502. Rounding out the 5th spot are the Marshall University Jones C. Edwards School of Medicine in West Virginia and the University of Puerto Rico School of Medicine with scores of 503. The 7th easiest medical school to get into for MCAT scores is the University of Mississippi School of Medicine, and their score of 504. After that are the Louisiana State University School of Medicine in Shreveport and Mercer University School of Medicine's MCAT cutoffs of 505. Lastly, we have Howard University making this list at number 10 with a median MCAT score of 506. Easiest Canadian MD schools based on acceptance rate. Canada has 17 medical schools from coast to coast, and here they are ranked from highest to lowest in terms of the easiest acceptance rates. The easiest medical school to get into is the University of Saskatchewan. Its acceptance rate leads the country at 17.7%. The next closest school is the University of Manitoba, which has a 12.5% acceptance rating. Moving further west, UBC Medical School's acceptance rate is 12%, and the University of Alberta opens their doors to 11% of acceptance students. Medical schools sitting at a 10% acceptance rate are Dalhousie Medical School and the Cummings School of Medicine at UCalgary. Université de Laval sits at 9%. Though globally acclaimed, the University of Toronto Med School is the 9th easiest medical school to get into, with an 8.3 acceptance rate, followed by the Université de Montréal at 8%, and the 7% acceptance rates of the Schulich School of Medicine at Western and the Université de Sherbrooke in Quebec. McGill University in Montreal is on the lower end of national acceptance rates, with a cutoff of 6.9%, and Queen's University narrows the margin even more at 4.2%. The last 3 Canadian schools come in with acceptance rates below 4%, starting with McMaster and U-Ottawa Medical Schools at 3.9%, and the Northern Ontario School of Medicine with the slimmest acceptance rate in Canada of 3.2%. Top 10 easiest DO schools to get into based on acceptance rate. Osteopathic programs are traditionally considered as some of the easiest medical schools to get into, and now I'll tell you which DO schools have the highest acceptance rates in the US. Number 1 on this list is Lincoln Memorial University's DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine and its 14% acceptance rate. Close behind is the Idaho College of Osteopathic Medicine's 12.6% rate. And then it's the University of North Texas Health Science Center at Fort Worth TCOM program and its 11.6% acceptance rate. Now we dip below the 10% mark, and the Alabama College of Osteopathic Medicine allows an average of 9.5% acceptance rate for its applicants. And the 5th easiest osteopathic medical school to get into is the Kansas City University Medicine and Biosciences College of Osteopathic Medicine at 9.1%. Ranking as the 6th easiest DO school to get into is the Arizona College of Osteopathic Medicine of Midwestern University, accepting 7.5% of applicants, and the Arkansas School of Osteopathic Medicine's 7.2% acceptance rate. Nearly par to that at 7.1% is the New York Institute of Technology College of Osteopathic Medicine acceptance rate. And now we get into the 6% rate to round out the list of easiest DO schools to get into. The Pacific Northwest University of Health Sciences College of Osteopathic Medicine accepts 6.45% of applicants. And lastly, the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine allows 6.31% of osteopathic applicants. Conclusion. As you know, we help thousands of students each year get into medical school, and we find that students often ask us for a list of easiest or least competitive med schools to get into. The reality is that there's no such thing as easy when it comes to medical school, and it's for good reason. As a future practicing professional, you're going to be responsible for those under your care, so you have to be well trained and well disciplined. The information that we offer is meant to help you on your journey, especially if you're looking for the easiest medical schools to get into. But it is your responsibility to check the official university websites to ensure that the information you're looking for is accurate. Those are our lists of the easiest medical schools to get into. Check out our blog to read about more schools with easier requirements. I've included the link in the description of this video for easy access. And if you'd like us to help you get into medical school, check out BeMoMedSchool.com to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, so please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And if you have any questions about the easiest medical schools to get into that I didn't cover, let me know in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Don't forget that we're giving away $50 Amazon gift cards every week to the best comments and questions. So comment below for your chance to win. Thanks for watching and see you next time.